Turn me up. Turn it up. TE1. Had Solo. Frank Sephdaddy. Let's go. Yo, it's the code of the street. Yo, it's cold in the street. Don't smoke, but you know the air cold when you spit.
What's going on, people? It's another edition of Sephdaddy Sports Talk. How y'all doing tonight? Alright, well, check this out, man. I'm going to talk to y'all about some good hot topics around the sports world right now. The NBA got everybody going nuts, man. First off, shout out to Cuzzo. You know, I had Solo on the intro. That song was called Code and Reality. First topic I want to talk about tonight actually is, man, Andrew Bogut. Now, Andrew Bogut right now they're predicting that he'll probably get snubbed for an All-Star vote. I don't think that's right. I mean, how can you deny a person who's first in the league in blocks, fifth in the league in rebounds, second in the East in rebounds, averaging 13.1 points per game? Yeah, he's not putting up 20 points a game, but I mean, not a lot of centers in the league are. If you want to start talking about Blake Griffin or Kevin Love, those guys are more fit to play a forward position, and they can also score on the perimeter. Andrew Bogut is a true center, and he's coming along just fine. He's progressing. He's progressed from people who were calling him a bust, and he's not this. He won't be this, and he won't be that. But now he's showing improving, and he's one of the better centers, especially in the league. He's second behind Dwight Howard in the East, in my opinion. But if we're gonna argue numbers, Dwight Howard already voted into the All-Star game. Cool. People voted him in. I respect that. I understand that. But as far as the coaches go, they definitely need to put Andrew Bogut in this All-Star game. He's earned it. He's the center of what the Bucks are doing. He's making plays for the Bucks, major plays. I honestly think with him last season, they would have went at least to the second round of the playoffs. They could have gotten past the Atlanta Hawks. But with that devastating injury he suffered, it was their loss. It was a horrible loss. And now that he's playing with a point guard like Brandon Jennings, who's establishing him in the paint, you know, he's limitless. And and yeah, he averages 13.1 points per game, but at any given night he can definitely give you 20. So if you want to talk about a center, a true center in the league, you got to go with him. He deserves the All-Star vote. He's He was a number one overall pick for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's earned it. Yeah, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love are putting up numbers over there out west. But if you're going to talk about dominant centers in the East, you got Bogut, you got Dwight Howard. So, All-Star voters, don't snub him. Don't you do it. He's earned it. He's playing very well this season, especially for the Bucks. The Bucks haven't had a glorious season so far, but I think when things finally come together, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, they'll be fine. And Bogut will be the center of that. Moving on to my next topic, which is a topic I'm so glad to talk about, the LA Lakers. The nation's team. Everybody loves Kobe. Well, this season they're struggling a little bit. Not struggling as far as a losing record, but struggling for Laker expectations. Excuse me, I'm a little sick tonight. They've had losses to sub 500 teams like Sacramento, Milwaukee, and the LA Clippers. But the main thing that they should be worried about is losing to teams like Chicago, Miami, Boston, who they could possibly see in the championship. And they still got to get past the Spurs, who are playing very well out west, along with Dallas. So now they're bringing up maybe a trade needs to happen. But who are you going to trade? I mean, you're not going to get rid of Kobe. You're not going to get rid of Gasol. Lamar Odom is giving you great minutes off the bench, and Fisher's a lifer. So do you start thinking about dealing out Bynum? I mean, you're talking about a center who, when he's there, he does play well, but he hasn't been there. Two devastating injuries caused him to be on and off the court. And I mean, I think he's valuable, and I think they need to get some value for him while they still can. Maybe reach out there and get another scorer, because Ron Artest is very, very up and down scorer. And sometimes, honestly, he's a basket case. Some games he's on and he's on point, and he's playing well, and then you got games where you just don't even realize that Ron Artest is part of the team. and it'll be hard to deal Artest considering that he's such a older player right now. A lot of people still have a bad outlook on him. He doesn't have the best rep in the league, so I don't think it'll be easy for a lot of teams to take risks on a player like Artest. It wouldn't benefit him. So I think you deal Bynum, put him on the trade block, see if you hear some offers, because I think he's the best, most valuable player you have. They just got Blake from Portland, who is playing pretty well. Shannon Brown's playing pretty well as a backup for Kobe. Maybe you guys just need another 3 or 4. You know, get out there and see if you can get another athletic 3 or 4 and just let Paul Gasol play center. He's got to toughen up. I mean, maybe get Odom down there. Odom is a little tougher than Gasol. Maybe get him down there. Let him play some of that center. But Bynum's just not really cutting it in LA. Not talent wise, but just not being there. How can you be a dominant center if you're never in the game? So I say you think about Dylan Bynum, because right now you're looking like you're on a decline, and you're losing to some teams that you really shouldn't be losing to. LA. All right. Well, another topic I'm ready to talk about today. Carmelo Anthony. There's been a lot of fuss and talk about him all around the league this whole season. Where is he going to end up at? Is he going to go to New Jersey and take the $65 million extension deal that they'll get from Denver? Or is he going to try to wait till the season is over and get to New York and play with Amari Stoudemire? Let's make this clear. I really think that this guy wants championships. I'm not saying I don't think that he wants money. You know, money's always good. That's a lot of money to leave out there, but I mean, what's money if you don't have that hardware, that jewelry? And right now, Dwayne Wade of the big three that I consider the big three would be Melo, LeBron, and Wade. He's the only one who has a championship ring. And with what's going on down in Miami, yeah, they look a little shaky right now, but I see them getting major rings, and I don't really think Melo wants to be left out of that. He goes to New York. He teams up with Amari Stoudemire, and he has a very good point guard in Felton right now. Felton is all of a sudden waking up, and it's a very solid team. But the question is, do you have to give up a lot? And he's going to have to take a pay cut. If he goes to New York, I think they won't be able to pay him as much as that $65 million deal, because they're already paying Amari Stoudemire a pretty healthy amount of change. I think Melo ends up in New York. I don't think New Jersey will be able to get him there. I mean, they had the 4-way deal where somehow Rip, Chauncey, and Melo would end up in New Jersey. That would have been great for New Jersey. It had been a really good look, but I just don't see that happening. Melo is a little on and offish about does he even want to leave Denver. And I honestly would. As much as he's done for Denver, they had the nerve to kind of boo him one of the nights when he was called out. So I'm wondering, how's he feeling about Denver? He hasn't really said too much about it. He said he was more than willing to meet with New Jersey, but the problem was he didn't get permission. And he felt like the management should have handled that. Well, Melo, it's time to take some matters in your own hands, buddy. He's going to have to make a decision, and I think he stays in Denver throughout the year, finishes, and goes to New York. And him and Mari are going to be a problem out east. Well, appreciate people for listening. Hope you guys loved it. Hope I put a little bug in your ear. Maybe got you thinking. Maybe you want to respond. Feel free to reply. Click that subscribe button. I got more coming. My next one will definitely be a breakdown of the Super Bowl. Got the Packers going against the Steelers. And I'm going to break down offense, defense, and everything in between. So you guys have a good one. I'm Sephdaddy. I'm out these parts.
Money rolling in quick. All he watched was the fiends come back for a scene to be the way to his dreams. Kept an eye on the thieves, trying to plot on his cheese. Got a Glock in his sleeve. Now it's not what it seems.